Hello, and welcome to the Lifestream D&D session. Tonight we're going to do something a little different. Tonight we will be basically going over and kind of finishing the story of our Curse of Strahd campaign. Um, since we kind of decided that we were kind of done with Curse of Strahd. Anywho, we have everybody here: Aster, Lani, Feugy, Cados, Bubba, and Khaleesi. Uh, all with their characters of Bravedigger, Fruit Squish, Nibbles, McGibbles, Nadia, Alexander Anderson, and Whisker. Um, Anywho, like I said, well, I'll go ahead and start up our story. Where basically the last time we left off, the group was in the land of basically some pocket dimension that Aramis has basically taken over. That used to be ran by Sylvanus, the god of one of the gods of nature. Um, Anywho, we'll go ahead and pick up our story from there. So, is that the one that I went? Yep. So, the group, after recuperating from their hard-fought fight in another chamber in the room of uh, Aramis, well, the
You
possessed
never
version of
named it.
Aramis. Yeah,
Ballroom.
yeah, it was one of the. It was like the torture spinning room of death or whatever. Anyways, the
Now's your
group
chance to
after
give it a name, Hesper.
the hidden
The room
temple
of
of
filth.
Sylvanus. I don't know.
The room of
I don't.
filth.
Anyways, uh, the group then decides to, along with their two compatriots that they've managed to find, that being Minza and Qual. The group then decides to continue trying to tackle Aramis's temple that he's taken over. Going through this, they run into more of the usual suspects of possessed berserkers and druids. Um, Eventually coming to a chamber that had a very similar tree to the one that the group originally uh, destroyed before it took over Aramis and created Triamis, I guess you can call him. Uh, Realizing that after getting close to the tree began to animate and started attacking the party. The party fighting back. Uh, Eventually ended up destroying the tree. See here, five. See here. As uh, as a defying movement, Nibbles T. McGibbles just hurling a fireball towards this tree and catching it on fire as you guys hear in your minds the scream of this tree as it's uh, dying and the screams and the yelling of a very mad and agitated Aramis that's the possessed Aramis. Continuing on, the group eventually finds a chamber that has people in very familiar garb um to give me a second here to Minza and Qual,
Mm-hmm.
except they're all skeletal and dead. As the group manages to go into the room, the dead bodies animate, and basically the group gets through, fights these undead minions of Triamis off, and presses forward onto the last chamber where they manage to make it in and face off against what they notice is more corpses. One of which both Qual and Menza realized is basically the corpse of the ancient of the high priestess of this temple, and a Aramis, a couple of his goonies, and a tiefling that you guys have never seen before. As the tiefling, though, as you guys enter, bids adieu to Triamus, uh, saying that essentially, Strahd's looking forward to hearing him taking care of these fools as uh, she seems to vanish into a portal. The group then is once again besieged by b- uh, possessed berserker barbarians, druids, undead, and as Aramis is trying to essentially, from what you were told, reanimate the priestess into a crazed bride for himself. Going through this, the group eventually stopping this and basically this ritual and preventing that from happening, destroying the destroying basically Aramis's lackeys and such. Is basically left with Aramis as the fight is long and tough. Lots of you know you guys, the group is quite bloodied. Eventually, though, uh, Bravedigger finally manages to get just the right grasp on uh, Triamus, and at the last moment before Triamus's death, just seems to get a glimpse of Aramis before snapping this possessed Aramis's neck, and the body falls limp to the ground as black spectral ash just expels out of the body and just whooshes through the dungeon. As this happens, the dungeon seems to start collapsing all around you guys, making a mad dash back towards towards the entrance. You make a run, noticing that this spectral ash manages to make its way out the portal as the rest of you guys continuing forth manage to make your way out through the portal along with your two new compatriots of Minza and Qual. You guys manage to get through this as you guys are kind of out of it when you guys get through the portal, shaking your heads and looking around a bit. It kind of looks the same, but it doesn't. You look over at your wagon and you notice that gnarled vines and stuff has started growing around it and such. Um, kind of wondering how long were you guys in there? Um, though realizing that Aramis is, the possessed essence that once possessed Aramis is not quite vanquished yet, is you guys saw it escaping. Um, You guys decide to take a rest, clearing out the debris around the wagon, and decide to start heading back towards. Start heading out. As you guys do, you decide to take a look at the town of Valiki and making your way back over that way. You notice much the same as what happened around your wagon. Much of nature is basically taken over this area. Um, Buildings are fallen have almost completely totally fallen apart, and it's hard to tell that there was even a semblance of like civilization at this point. um Getting a strange hunch, you guys decide to head back to once where you found the tree that created the ash that once uh created this possessed version of Aramis. Doing so, you guys eventually found a few straggling remnants of Aramis's followers, going forth and destroying them and setting fire to the spectral ash that was seems to have started um, solidifying itself and trying to recreate itself into a new body. Um, lighting that upon in lighting that the group lets out a sigh of relief as the foul possessor of the corrupted nature known as Triamus has finally passed from this land. Um, the group then decides to head out once again and push a little farther, considering one of them remembered hearing about another town that was a possibility to take. I'm trying to remember her name. Give me 1 second. Sorry, I'm terrible about this.
Esmeralda?
Uh, no,
No.
Esmeralda, if I remembered right. Or is it? No, Esmeralda is that that vampire slayer. No, I'm trying to remember her name. Uh, yeah, I'm sorry, Irina.
Oh!
Yeah, the burgermaster, her brother. Mentioned two towns, Veliki and Kurzak. Making mention of this, you guys decide, well, there is another establishment. Why don't we try Kurzak? Maybe that's where everybody went. Making your way over there, you eventually continue down the road, finding yourself in the town of Kerzak. Um, you are essentially met at the gates by figures that seem to be protecting the town. Uh, sorry, I'm just trying to find everything. Yeah, there we go. Basically, it seems like some guards led by two dark-skinned figures, both gray-haired with age. Though both of them, though they seem very suspicious of you guys. As you guys plead your case, of not really, trying to find allies and such. Nothing seems to ring familiar to them, but they do eventually, as you do eventually start to build trust with them, you do find out that the two figures are the Baron and Baroness Kriskoff, and they seem to have their own dilemma that they're dealing with. The abbey that's there in the town seems to be ran by a once angelic figure, as you guys are told, but has now been corrupted and seems to be creating twisted and gnarled creatures um, and reanimating corpses into golems of flesh. As you guys decide that this sounds like something that needs to be taken care of, possibly taking care of this might get these people of Karazak to be more on your side. You guys eventually head up towards the Abbey of St. Markhoff. Making your way through here, you find these mongrel folk, who just different collaborations of different monsters and stuff. Humans with more than one head, crab appendages, the dog face, just all these horrible, like monstrosities.
We really screwed up by not visiting this place ever.
As you guys make your way through here, clearing out these horrible monstrosities, eventually you find uh, towards the uh, see here. Just trying to remember where. Uh, sorry, I'm just trying to figure out where this character is that I'm looking for. I'm looking for. Sorry. Yeah. Who goes? You eventually make your way through this once angelic figure that had wings. Both the wings have been severed, and all that's are left are stumps of these wings on the back. This person seems to be going by the name of the Abbot.
Hesper, are they a
And
Deva?
how the fuck did you know?
I listen to D&D podcast, Hesper.
Yeah, it's a Deva. Anyway, it's a fallen Deva. As you guys talk with this Deva, as it is creating this flesh golem with the help of a very doesn't seem like that they're happy with this or anything. Kind of begrudgingly, though, kind of terrified of this abbot. Gnome, who seems kind of out of place. You haven't seen anybody like this before, tinkering around and gizmos and such, as they seem to be making kind of like a Frankenstein-esque like golem, a flesh golem. Um, the abbot telling you the story about trying to bring back this, this woman once known as Valeska gives you this entire story of why he's trying to bring him back. But certain things sound off and such. And Aramis feels that this area has been desecrated, even though that there's this once angelic figure here. Um, Eventually, the group deciding that it would be best to end this angelic figure and his monstrous creation, decide to go forth and attack them. Uh, Doing so, the group once again in a hard fought fight. Let's see here. All right. Finally, though, with Fruit Squish reaching out her hands and calling forth to her god, sends forth a shimmering green bolt of holy light that just incinerates this once holy being. Um, as you watch as the body falls and just starts turning to dust until there's nothing left. Throughout the whole entire fight, this gnomish figure just kind of cowering until you go up and talk to her. Eventually finding out that she seems to be a tinkerer of sorts, known as, let's see here. Uh, yeah. We'll go with Deidre Water Gasket. Um, Finding out that she's tinkered with all sorts of stuff and seems to focus a little bit more on is she kind of shows you some of her works, appendages and such that are mechanical and magical. Bravedigger getting an idea if he ever sees his longtime friend as he clenches onto the severed arm of strong arm, decides that maybe if he ever finds him, something like this might be a good substitute, considering the foulment of not preserving the arm that he wanted to reattach. Uh, the group then, as they begin leaving, find out that find a well and take a look in it. And as they do, they see this royal-esque figure. Seems to be dancing with another figure, and the other figure, as you guys sit there and look, you finally put together that the other figure is let's see here. Why am I so terrible about names in this campaign? I believe it's Irina. Yeah, Irina. You realize that the other figure is Irina, and they look so happy together until all of a sudden Irina just seems to like dissipate, and this royal figure just looks very sad and uh, and solemn, and reaches out a hand towards you guys, kind of as a like a pleading, like help me find this person. Um, as you guys go back and talk with the Baron Baroness of Kerzak, you guys don't find out too terribly much. There's nothing really that corresponds with your friends that makes sense over here in Kerzak. And they do make mention though of the werewolf's den that is nearby. And realizing that that was one of the groups that did attack uh Valiki, you guys decide that might be a good spot to go to. As you guys make your way there, um, you find this very crowded werewolf den. Making your way through, eventually you find their leader, Kurzal Stravanovich, um, who seems to be really following Strahd's leadership. As your group kind of sneaks up on them.
Stravanovich
Uh,
sounds really familiar. Have we met him?
no, you didn't meet him.
Okay.
Uh, as you guys listen to him kind of give like this rousing speech of like serving Strahd and such. Um, as you guys continue around, you do find another she a female, and she seems to be taking care of some children. As she notices you, she seems to protect the children. Talking her down though, you do find out that this Salthina Salthina. We'll just go with Salthina, okay? I don't want to pronounce that last name. It's a bitch.
YOLO.
Anyways, finding out that from her that her husband once used to lead the pack of werewolves, and actually her husband doesn't really too much care for Strahd. He just wants them and their werewolf kind to be left alone. But he's been taken away and thrown into the dungeons of uh of Strahd's castle. And says you guys that if you free her husband and take out Stravanovich, that you probably won't have anything to worry about the werewolves, and that would probably remove one of Strahd's allies. So, setting up a plan, um, you guys eventually set up an ambush, basically, as Stravanovich and some of his werewolf pack are about ready to go out on another hunt. As you
Hesper,
guys,
can you do me a favor?
Mhm.
Can you just bulldoze through that last name just once for me?
Stravanovich.
No, the one you won't say.
Oh, Turnasku or something like that.
Thank you.
Turnasku. That's
Okay.
how I'm going to pronounce
I'm
it.
satisfied. Thank you. Continue.
Anyways, um, you guys managed to catch them on their ambush, and as you guys are fighting once again, another pretty hard to do fight. Um, let's see here. That would be. As Nadia manages to run forth with her her cursed blade. She takes a step forward and swings it around, decapitating Stravatovich in his werewolf form. The other werewolves seem to panic, and that are remaining panics and scatter and flee. Um, though, though one for now doesn't necessarily mean that the werewolves won't have another leader that will eventually come to power. So, realizing that this is just a temporary until you can get back the original leader of this, um, of this werewolf pack, who will probably move further away that they can and don't want to have anything to do with civilization. Um, as you guys make your way through, once again, trying to figure out where to go and such. You guys managed to run into that tiefling that you saw vanish through a portal, and talking to them, uh, since they don't seem to really want to fight you, they seem to revel in chaos. As you guys listen to them, and through half truths and manipulating their manipulation, you guys managed to find a little bit of information, finding out that you guys have actually been gone for a number of years, and the Strahd has brought in other adventurers and have managed to kill them, including Water Gasket's original party. Um, as you guys get through this, you guys gleamer a little bit of information, and through this information, you might have figured out where the survivors of Valiki have managed to make their way off to. As you head around the lake, uh, Zorbat, Zorbich, Zarovich, you guys eventually find what was basically described to you. And as you make your way into this cave, you guys find a secret door and manage to get through it and such. As you make your way in, you find very jumpy, considering they weren't expecting you, very few survivors. You find Strong Arm, still missing his one arm.
Oh, hell
Uh,
yeah.
you find that Star has made it, though she looks like she's been through quite an ordeal. Um, she seems to be uh, quite a bit more scarred. Well, they all seem to be a lot more scarred and such. And some of the other villagers and Esmeralda seem to be taking refuge here, along with a few other um, odds and ends of other adventurers that they managed to save from Strahd, such as Gruff, the bum mage, as they like to call him, since he's a wizard, but he's very laxadilly and such, and enjoys making home herbal teas.
Are you sure they
Looking
don't
at
call him the bum mage because he's a big just dump truck ass?
no, and is familiar who he keeps arguing is a cat, but is a possum named Flop.
I love it.
Nice.
Wait, I have a
Um,
picture for this. I'm posting it online.
um, but you realize like Zed's not here, and Avalon.
Didn't
Some of the
Avalon
other,
die?
not that you guys knew of.
Who was
I
uh
oh
You're
god,
talking
who was
about
Avalon
Sorrel.
again?
oh, Sorrel.
Avalon was Cados'
Oh,
first
Cados'
character.
first character, right?
He's
Yeah,
on like
Sorry,
the fourth
Cados.
one now, right?
yeah,
on.
Third,
yeah.
only third.
All died. No. Hey, Bubba has a longer list of characters, okay?
Actually,
I
you both
think you
have the
two
same
were
list.
tied. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh. No comment then.
No, wait, no. Bubba has one more character. Sorry,
Okay. Thought so. Anyway.
I forgot his sorcerer in between. His joke Bubba.
Oh
His
god.
Wasn't she a
yeah.
dragon lady?
She was, but then we didn't have any tanks, so we kept getting wrecked. So I'm like, yeah, we need to have a tank.
Oh.
That
No,
fucking sorcerer. Once Hesper took control of it, it was the most annoying little shit.
it's a
Oh my
warlock.
god. Oh yeah,
Samara.
warlock.
Samara.
Yeah.
God. Like, I forget
But
what
yeah.
happened, but Bubba, you left and Hesper took control of Samara, and they were such an annoying little shit.
No, Bubba was still here. He just switched characters.
Oh, okay.
And then Bubba pissed her off because he managed to do some kind or somebody charmed her, pissed her off, and she left the party.
Yeah, we got rid of her. So, and fun fact, Samara was just Aramis backwards and had a lot of Aramis features. That's why
Oh
I
my
made her.
god.
Yeah.
I never realized.
Yep. So I made her to have a lot of things similar to Aramis.
Yeah. So, anyways, where were we? Let's see here. And also among them, you find seems a little odd considering that they were on the outskirts of Valiki, but you find some of the dark elves that were camped outside with the Vicenti. One of which, let's see here. Who am I trying to find? Sorry. Oh, that's not what I'm looking for. Sorry. Kazmiri Velekvov. Anyways,
So proud of you.
speaking with this dusk elf, and hearing his story about his sister and such, you guys listen and think, and it finally dawns on you guys that one of the prophecies that was drawn makes reference to how very much to what this character's story is, and being the character that comes with you guys to help destroy Strahd. As you guys talk to him and eventually convince him that if you help him, um, basically revive his sister, that he will come with you guys to uh, basically help you kill Strahd. As you guys make your way to a new location down south, as he gives you a description of the which one was that? The Amber Temple. As you guys make your way in to this location, standing out front of this temple, you realize that for some odd reason, assuming Strahd has something to do with this, but you find Samara, who's been uh, altered and twisted, more demon-like or devil-like, uh, possessing horns and a tail, very much akin to Arya.
I'm going to guess Samara was kind of willing to undergo this.
Who knows? Uh, Seems to goad at you guys and such. She's seems to be surrounded by, assisted by. You're assuming other adventurers and stuff that have fallen and been risen by Arya. As you guys fight through and yep, as you guys fight through and defeat these figures. Okay. All right. Okay. Samara then tries to make an escape, but is thwarted as she tries to flee the group. Let's see here. Who is this? Oh. All right. we'll go with that then, because that's the way that I had the order. Thorn, using his speed, actually manages to catch up to Samara and leaping forth, digging his claws into her back and grabbing her around the neck with his maw, bites in, blood gushing, as you watch Samara flying forward and land in the dirt as Thorn just takes out and rips her throat out.
I'd like to think I used my ability on Thorn, where I like cut a promo and boost them.
Yeah, think whatever you guys want. I'm just giving you guys the main story beats here throughout this. Eventually, going through the Amber Temple, you guys come upon another spot, very familiar once again to the stories, to the new prophecy that you guys were given. As you guys look around this area and dig a bit, you find probably one reason why Samara was here. And you guys, oh, who did we lose? Oh, we lost Khaleesi. Probably her phone shut down.
She's back.
Yeah, I see that. Yeah. As you guys dig around, you find the Sun Sword once again.
Oh.
Taking it in hand, giving it to Aramis, and using his, or not Aramis, taking what was once Aramis and giving it to Alexander. Um, bringing forth not only his own holy radiant energy, but the holy radiant energy from this divine blade. As you guys continue forth through this through the Amber Temple, uh, eventually you find a mad mage by the name of Belentus, and seems to have perched upon his shoulder an imp whose name is Quizalt, um, whispering into his ear, causing you guys to once again have to fight another fight. Is you guys watch spells being hurled and thrown around. Um, Eventually, the fight ending in your favor as he's getting ready to release an incantation and throw forth a massively devastating spell. Before he's able to do so, though, Whisker releasing a crossbow bolt, uh, plunging it forth through his throat, stopping his incantation. As he's gasping for air, second bolt goes flying through and just finds its mark in his heart, landing into it and causing him to slump backwards, as no longer being able to be bound to this place, considering the one who summoned him is no longer here. The imp just dissipates back into its own home realm. As you guys continue forth, you finally eventually find what you were looking for, and the means to bring back uh, the sister of let's see here, what was his name again? Oh, I hate that I can't remember his name.
I know who you're talking about, though. The guy who said he'd help us fight Strahd if we...
Yeah,
Mhm.
you know, I'd hate to kind of stop to always go look for names and such. So, if you guys don't care about the name, is no, that's not him. Yeah, you guys know who I'm talking about. Well, I'm gonna see if I can find his name real quick.
It's good old what's his face.
Pretty much.
Good old what's his ass.
Let's see here. Oh, one too far. Casimir. All right. So, as you guys managed to retrieve the method of bringing back Casimir's sister, you guys are besieged upon by a giant amber golem. Once again, going through a fight. Very tough considering the amount of fights that you guys have been through. Fighting Samara, fighting this this crazed wizard, and now this giant golem. a couple of you guys almost fading into the land of death as you guys being knocked in out of consciousness and being brought back. Grabbing on towards the near edge, cusp edge of life and death. Eventually, finally, Alexander Anderson slicing forth, cutting into this amber golem, causing it to fall to one knee as it looks up with its last bit of energy before Alexander Anderson giving it a prayer and jamming forth the sun sword right into its head, causing it to collapse and fall to the side. Uh, Retrieving this new ally and this new good, you guys decide to head off to take a bit of a breather outside of the temple, right at the gates. As you guys try to sleep through the night, having watch and stuff, making sure nothing's happening. Various Bravevian comings and goings happen to go through and such. Each one more ghastly and grisly than the next. Having a feeling that Strahd might have a feeling that you guys are back once again. Um, as you guys then, with your new allies and such, decide now's probably a pretty good time. Let's take the fight to Strahd. Let's finish off Strahd.
Well, that's what
As
we
you
came
guys,
here for.
yeah, the fight of vampire. As you guys
A
make
what?
your way, a vampire.
What are those?
Vampire.
You know, it's that thing that goes blah 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 and sucks your blood.
They do not go blah blah blah.
No, they don't. I'm just
Yeah, they sparkle. Duh.
For vegetarians.
They brew.
as you guys manage to make your way through the um well, before doing that, meeting up with Strongarm and your other companions that you have found, you decide that it might be best if you guys set up a plan and decide that once you find out how, bring Strahd to a certain location in his castle, and there have him ambushed by not only you, but also your compatriots, such as Strongarm with his new magical mechanical arm, and
Ooh.
um, and uh, and uh, Wandering Star, and Minza, and Qual, and Water Gasket. You know, just
Okay,
in
Hesper, I know we're not role playing really, but I have something I need to settle with Strongarm.
go for it.
I gotta arm wrestle him now.
Okay, are you arm wrestling his normal arm or his mechanical arm?
Dealer's choice.
Dealer's choice. Okay. Um. Okay. Odd. I'm gonna say his real arm because he doesn't feel like it's fair doing the other one. Um. So I'll roll both of them, and Bravedigger wins.
Ah.
Now you have to arm wrestle his mechanical arm.
Yeah. We switch arms.
Okay, he wins that one.
Ah. Let's end it in a draw, buddy.
Odd.
Nice wholesome.
Okay. Yeah. Well, you got to remember he's gotten some age on him since the last time.
Yeah, but think about it. He only has one arm to train, so that means you gotta fucking focus on that one arm, right? Think about
Yeah.
it. I've been only doing half the training on each arm that he's been doing.
Anywho, setting up this plan, you guys eventually start making your way make your way to the Castle Ravenloft. Going through the castle, finding creepy oddities and such. Witches, vampire brides to be, uh, lesser vampire minions of Strahd, a tower with a beating heart, a puppet, a another, more mongrel men, more minions of Arya. As you guys manage to battle your way through Strahd's castle, eventually coming to the catacombs and eventually able to find the location of Kashmir's sister. As you guys bring her back to life, uh, she talking to her and such, Aramis gets a weird feeling, and you find out that eventually, through Nibbles' cunning use of reading minds and such, that that she has her own plans. It was nice for her brother to bring her back, but he served his purpose, and she now plans on taking out Strahd and taking his power for herself as the group manages to convince Kashmir that his sister sucks. You guys managed to once again get in a fight and trying to vanquish her. Oh yeah, I forgot to tell you. Irina has been with the few resistance and the few people who've been left alive too. I forgot about that. Anyways, as you guys go through and manage to defeat the sister, uh, oh, once again, Thorn with the final kill, um, managing to slash with his claws across her throat, um, causing her to breathe her last of her, newfound breath as she slumps to the floor. The brother obviously knowing that it had to be done, but looks pretty tough on, it looks pretty tough for him. Um, Going through the catacombs, you eventually do find the resting place of the king and queen of before Strahd, basically. And you also find another chamber. The one figure who was dancing around in the well. You find that his body's been perfectly preserved. And reading forth, you find out that it's actually the brother of Strahd that he killed, because the previous life of Irina loved him and not Strahd. Um, Going forth and continuing through this nightmarish castle, eventually, uh, you guys find Strahd, start battling him, and coax him to the area that you're waiting for, where your allies are waiting for an ambush. As you guys continue the fight with, and eventually bring Strahd to his knees, um, getting ready to do the final blow to Strahd. You guys are interrupted all of a sudden by Arya, who comes plunging down with her massive greatsword right into the back of Strahd.
Oh, never mind.
Oh, kill stealer.
Yeah,
Damn.
well, as she looks towards you guys, a smirk comes across her face, like she's finally achieved what she's been trying to do, and she then you notice that Strahd withers and turns to dust, and a spiritual essence comes up and it is sucked into Arya's body. As Arya leaps up, she starts chanting an incantation. As you guys watch the ground below you start to shake, crack, and open up, as this hellish pit starts opening up. As you realize Arya seems to be summoning it forth her new master, basically the one who probably gave her these powers. As you watch, you see figures such as a a undead Zed, Avalon, and Sorrel, a spectral ghostrel Sorrel.
So, to confirm, Avalon is dead then?
Avalon's dead, Sorrel's dead, and Zed's dead.
Okay. Okay.
Who is that
Um,
again?
Zed was the
He was
orc
that drunk
paladin.
guy.
Oh
Or the drunk orc
yeah.
paladin. Yeah. Yeah. Is you guys are beseeched upon by not only these undead risen to serve Arya, but also demons or devils that she's summoning forth. Fighting through this is a very tough battle. As you guys watch, um, uh, basically not Arya, Avalon vanishing in and out of the shadows and stabbing people. Sorrel's bewitching banshee-esque like voice, causing pain to the minds and souls of those who she seems to sing at and cast her magic. Zed, basically a roided out zombie, swinging his giant two-handed mace around, maul around, just devastating things. As you guys eventually, let's see here. Eventually, also not to mention taking out the minions and such. Nibbles T. McGibbles sets forth and once again, flinging fire from his hand, from his staff, igniting Zed on fire and allowing him to finally be at peace. Okay. Let's see here. Avalon. Um, Eventually, Bravedigger, using his spectral gauntlets, allows him to grasp onto her, squeezing as tight as he can, eventually crushing into her ribs into each other, leaving her as a clump of just of undead matter. She just eventually turns to dust, and you watch once again as another spirit. As the not spirit, but anyways, as the undead mass that is Avalon finally pass.
Crushed your spooky ribs.
Yep. Okay. Though through this, eventually, knowing how much she hated her, um, uh, Arya does manage to swoop down through her incantation and manage to impale Star, ending her life.
Oh.
Though at the same time, let's see here. Though at the same time, again, Bravedigger, as Bravedigger manages to get a hold of Sorrel and her ghostly form, and just squeezes,
Crotch.
crunches her throat, stopping her from ending her life and stopping her singing. Uh, all that's left is Arya. The group very tired, but continuing on, knowing that if they don't, this portal to hell seems to be opening wider and wider. Arya standing over, planning on trying to make Star into another undead warrior for her. Eventually, uh, is caught off guard by Nadia as Nadia runs forth, bringing out her sword and swinging it down, slashing and breaking through Arya's sword, shattering it to pieces. As she looks at the sword, souls that she of those who she has vanquished and captured are released. You see Star, you see other adventures that you haven't seen before. You see Zed, Avalon, uh, t- t- uh, Sorrel. Just these spirits just come out and just start assaulting Avalon, weakening her to a point to where she attempts to try to flee.
Weakening
Arya.
Arya, sorry, wrong one. Weakening Arya, and Arya is just at this point where she has to flee. The fissure starting to close up as the incantation is broken. Figuring if she could get away, live, make another army, try again. Though Whisker, taking aim, fires a crossbow bolt, shattering one of her wings as she comes plummeting down to the ground right in front of her, uh, gasping for air and such. She looks up at her as Whisker points her crossbow point blank at her face and unloads the last crossbow bolt into her face, causing her to fly backwards and land. Crossbow bolt sticking out of her forehead. Last breath of Arya has been drawn as you watch the remaining little bit of the fissure that was left. A um, devil-like hand reaching up, grabbing the body, and dragging it into whatever pit of hell she was just trying to attempt to summon forth. The group reveling though losing quite a few people who they've managed to meet along the way, managed to get together and have basically with the people that they've met in the town one last farewell before they start heading off towards their town. Um, the uh, the were ravens that you guys saw at one point um seem to before the night of your revelry seem to demand the seeds that you guys have located through Triamis, and giving them to them. They seem to take them back, and after a while, the owners and such of the vineyard come, and along with your revelry is a very fine and exquisite wine that they said, thanks to the returning of the seeds, allowed them to create uh, this wonderful, delightful beverage. As you guys partake, enjoy your merriment as the fog and shrouds of Bravivia break away as the ending of the Curse of Strahd and the attempting of Arya overruling this pocket dimension of Bravovia is lifted. As night eventually turns into day after your revelry, this bright shining day, you guys go forth and bid farewell to your friends, taking um, those who don't originally belong in this land along with you guys as you guys leave, um, leaving behind this land of Bravovia. Give me 1 second here. Uh, do, the Visanti that had been around in Bravovia, uh, though fearing this, seem to have vanished and gone on their own exodus. Um, the vampire hunters, Rudolf van Richten and Esmeralda de Ebenair, um, don't believe that Strahd is they're not convinced that Strahd is truly dead, and that there's other evils to be in Bravovia that need to be conquered, and even though the great even though Strahd has been defeated, they elect to remain here to serve as cleaning up the evils of this land and continuing on trying to basically make this a better place. uh the vampire spawn that you guys didn't manage to kill seem to have lost their powers and come back to their senses. um and basically Bravovia continues to be Bravovia. Though unfortunately and unbeknownst to you guys, because many years pass between this and to the point where you guys, your heroes at this point, have probably already passed on and have become legend. But Esmeralda's suspicions are quite justified, as Strahd's destruction was only temporary, and his curse cannot easily be ended. Eventually, through the ancient dark powers, which Strahd formed his pact with the vampire, um, he um, reforms himself eventually, and through once again starts to take after and take back over his pocket dimension of Bravovia, uh, and causing essentially the mist to reappear across Bravovia for the next set of adventurers to come forth into this land and forge their own path. And that will be the end of our Curse of Strahd story time. I hope you all enjoyed it, and we'll go alphabetically. So Alexander Anderson, the before the very ending about Strahd returning and stuff. Tell us, Alexander Anderson, where is he now?
Alexander Anderson, feeling that he is through the course of this entire group, and at the beginning, he never quite understood emotion. So, feeling that he got a good grasp of it during his time with the party, he decided to open up his own therapeutical clinic to help others of his kind to grasp the concept of emotion. He is yet to have very many clients, but he feels that he is being successful with his trusty steed, Mr. Anderson.
Okay. Bravedigger.
I think the death of Star hit him very hard, and he had a tearful, proper burial for her. I think he might have asked around where she would have wanted to be buried or something like that, but ultimately she didn't have that many close associates that Bravedigger knew of. Um, but eventually he heads back to the arenas. Is Strongarm still alive?
Strongarm's still alive, but he stayed in Bravovia.
Right. You know what? I want Bravedigger and Strongarm to open up an arena together.
All right, retcon then. I guess Strongarm goes with you. You managed to talk him into it.
No, I would stay in Barovia.
Oh, okay. So
I would
Bravedigger
do
stays
that.
in Bravovia. Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
And we can be combination mayors, governors, and wrestlers.
Okay, so you create this arena and rebuild Veliki, then I take it?
I think so, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. That's a pretty good one. All right, next up is Fruit Squish.
Fruit is going to live in the forests of Barovia with Thorn, and she's going to start a cult, the cult of Sylvanas.
Okay.
Yeah, for helping the next adventurers that come along to do whatever it is they do.
I was going to say, things got really weird for a Fruit Psyche in the last several
Yeah.
sessions.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
she just lives in the middle of the woods
Yeah.
Do you
Things
take
got weird for Fruit.
doing culty things.
do you take Minza and Qual with you since they're also
Yeah.
technically Qual?
Yeah,
Okay.
they'll be my loyal acolytes.
Okay.
I
Yeah.
guess that's it.
Yeah, that club or whatever it was. Yeah,
Nice.
Mace. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Alrighty then. Nadia.
Okay, well, Nadia just ends up becoming kind of like a drifter, not necessarily a mercenary, but wanders around Barovia, slaying monsters, and
Oh wow, a lot of you guys stayed in Bravovia. The only one who
Well,
didn't was Alexander Anderson.
wasn't Nadia from Barovia?
I don't
No,
even
none of you guys
remember.
were.
No, we were all
No,
kind of like
okay.
stuck in there. But she just after the whole slaughtering of all those of Arya and all that, she just felt like she could do more good and stuck around.
Okay. Maybe that's why it took so long for Strahd to reform because it says months. I'm like, no, that doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
Especially with all the shit he went through, like getting absorbed by Arya and shit. Okay. Nibbles. Where is he now?
Nibbles goes back to Daggerford and he opens up a toy and joke shop named the Nibbletorium, where he makes his little clockwork frogs and toys to sell, with Gary being the mascot of the store. But his big money maker is selling. Well, they don't exactly work once they leave the store, but very expensive pranks and toys to clients. And Nibble spends half the day just arguing with the clients that there are no refunds.
Are there any
Okay.
pastries involved?
All right, and finally Whisker. Uh, Khaleesi or it's letting out. No.
What? Hello?
She
There you
tried.
go. Yeah, I
Oh,
know.
could you not hear me?
No.
No.
Oh shit. Sorry. Okay. Stupid push to talk. Okay. So Whisker decides to join Fruit's cult. Kind of becoming Fruit Squish's right hand man, always sticking around that mace. Kind of always
Oh,
keeping an eye on it.
you were enthralled by it too. I forgot.
Yeah, something that nobody knows, and I don't know if I should say this now, but one of my faults was that because I gave it away, I had it before. I always wanted it, and I would do anything to get it back.
I forgot about that. But yeah,
So
yeah, it doesn't matter now. I mean, it's the end of the campaign, so
true.
I
Yeah,
want.
that was it.
Oh, whenever you're done. I just remembered. I have one more thing I want to do as part of my ending.
okay.
I want to work with Strongarm, because we're both politicians now, to remove Valaki from the, I guess, the province of Barovia. So when Strahd
Bravovia
inevitably
isn't Bravovia isn't really so much a province as it is a pocket dimension.
okay, I would like to legally succeed Valaki, so that Strahd can't come back and screw things in Valaki. That's it.
Okay. Well, I mean, you try. Anywho, all right. So yeah, what'd you guys think about the ending of Curse of Strahd? Even though it was kind of quick and rushed, I didn't want to go super into detail with everything.
I liked it.
We did it.
The fact that we all came out like alive, like wow.
I did not feel like it was my place to
kill us off
in
during
this kind of
Hesper's
story.
story time. Yeah,
Yeah.
feel good hit of the autumn. Yeah, I enjoyed it.
Though I'm a little sad. Don't get to play Nibbles no more.
Yeah, that's the bad thing about finishing a campaign. But you get to make a new character, and hopefully that new character is just as good, if not better.
I got
And
a few characters bouncing around the old noggin I'm really excited about.
I'm super excited. Done to finish the short campaign that we are doing. So
Yeah.
I look forward to doing my next character.
Well, I think the next thing that I'm going to be doing, by the way, so you guys can kind of sit on this and percolate and stuff for it. But I think I want to do kind of that. It's a weird, dumb idea, but I think you guys might enjoy it. Where you guys all have to pick a pet class.
Yes.
And yeah, and it's basically like the whatever the land or area that this happens in my bigger campaign world. Like creature show, they like have like an yearly creature show or something like that, and prizes and stuff. So yeah, I'm thinking something like that. So something for you guys to sit there and think about is because I got a couple different pet classes. Wizard has one. The Gollemancy. Uh, Bard has one. It's like a puppeteer where you control like this little mannequin. Um, Ranger has two: the Beastmaster and the Drake Warden. There's the one for the Druid, which is pretty close to the one for the Ranger. And I'm trying to remember if there's another one. Oh yeah, and then there's the Artificer with the robot.
Can I play a shape-shifting druid who is someone
Their
else's
own
pet?
pet.
God damn it, Aster!
Yeah, can I just be like a fucking wild shaped druid who's just some other player character's pet?
No, no, because damn it,
That
you
was
killed one of
probably
my
his whole plot.
jokes. Yeah, you killed something that I was going to throw in as a joke moment. God damn it, Aster. Bad. I'm going to sit there and spray you with water. Bad.
A fun idea that I saw somewhere was all the player characters are paladins, and they're the only paladins in the world, and they are all drawn together via the ability find good and evil, or whatever it's called.
Mm-hmm.
And so they all like eventually meet up. And I don't know, that's how like a campaign begins, is like, we all found each other through this like, I don't know, like being unconsciously drawn by finding other good people. I don't know.
I'll have to think about that one, but
Or
yeah.
like soul survivors of some apocalypse who found each other that way.
Yeah. We'll just have to see, but I mean, I know that I know there's your campaign, but you want a couple of lot shorter ones after we get done with this Dunring one.
I would like to.
Okay. Yeah. We'll just have to see how it goes. Some of them I might just do like Tale of the Yarning Portal or Ghost of Saltmarsh, which are a bunch of like one-shot dungeon kind of ones.
There's kind of a part of me who wants everybody to try their hand at GMing something, even if it's just some like, I don't know, a one shot of that fucking Carly Rae Jepsen RPG that I found.
I mean, that's totally up to everybody else. I know some people probably would not be comfortable with.
Yeah. But I feel like everyone should try it once. It is nerve wracking and it's fun in its own kind of way.
But I just can't speak half the time. Words don't come out of my mouth correctly.
And they do mine.
Dude, honestly, sometimes take it from me. Like, I have a speech problem and all that sort of stuff. Sometimes you just got to open your mouth and see what falls out, just tumbles on out of there. You know. Sometimes you just fucking drool and shit.
Oh no.
See, I have no creativity. That'd be my problem.
Yeah, that's what books are for. I don't know.
That's what books are for.
No, I mean like I don't know, like just even if it was just like GMing like pre-made dungeon and stuff, you know. I think that would be fun.
I wouldn't mind trying to GM.
Yeah, hell yeah.
I think it'd be fun, but I don't know what I would want to do, like campaign wise.
Yeah, I'm
I mean, like I said, sometimes it's just a dumb idea, and you're like, "Fuck it, I'm going with it." Like I said, the creature show one that I came up with.
Everyone's
like,
pets.
Everyone has a pet. Go.
Wild-shaped druid who has a pet, who is also someone else's pet, and then one person gets to say, "Don't talk to me or my pet or their pet again."
Yes.
Yeah. The only thing that I don't want to do, me personally, and that's just because being a DM and stuff, I've seen it way too many times, is the fucking Lost Mines of Fendelver.
Don't know what that is.
Well,
is that the one
anybody
that Adventure Zone spawned off of?
started with,
Yeah.
That's the one that they started with.
I don't know.
Yes, I'm the spider. Can't you tell by my spider-shaped tabard? I think his name is actually the fucking spider and shit. And I'm just like, and yeah, Gungan is, okay, yeah, it's just like,
My problem is that I don't think I could be able to like get through the beginning part of that without like just constantly thinking of Adventure Zone and all the fun goofs they had.
the bugbear. You threw my dog in the fire.
I don't even remember the lines right now. I don't think my dog could fit in an ass. You haven't seen his ass.
Yes. Oh, you shouldn't have you shouldn't have sent your dog up my ass. I don't think my dog can fit in an ass. God.
Well, I think I'm going to go play Animal Crossing. We're done.
Alrighty.
I'm gonna take a big old snooze. Wake up at fucking 3 a.m. again.
Good night, everybody.
Night.
Yep.
Well, I think
So
I'm gonna play Pikmin.
yep. See you guys next Sunday, and we'll be going back to Dunreen.
All right.
So
Oh no, it hurts.
be ready.
Bye.
Bye, guys.
Sure.
Bye.
Bye.